And then lastly, to plop the cherry on top of this unused map cake, we actually have an early version of the arcade game, simply titled 2D. And immediately when loading in, we can see some differences. We spawn in with both Molly and Salem flanking us in their idle animations for some reason. We can see an otherwise unused animation of Molly flying her plane in the background. The heads-up display is different. We can see that originally the Rambleberries weren't used as health, as here we have a dedicated 3-heart health meter. And Rambley actually controls different here, as he doesn't have a double jump, but will instead just jump much higher. Honestly, the controls in this version are pretty rough, especially with how the camera follows Rambley around. We can also see this white box in the top left, and although this is pure unsubstantiated speculation, I think that maybe this would have been for a player icon, and perhaps with all 3 characters appearing at the start, originally there was a plan for the player to choose who they wanted to play as. In any case, although definitely unfinished with some level differences here and there, this version is still like 70% playable, as you can progress through the game as some invisible forces will still launch Rambley to later sections. Eventually though, we get to the end, where here it's just a long white platform where once we get to the end of it, we can see Molly's crashed plane. But there's no boss battle or anything, so it kinda just ends here. Well, not for us, as we still have some out-of-bounds exploring to do. There isn't as much out of bounds as we saw in the final version of this arcade game, but just to the left of the starting area, behind this large boulder, we can find Molly's plane flying animation just idling here. And then the most interesting thing of all, even further to the left of this, we can find what looks like a hangar from Jetstream Junction, and inside, we can see Rambley and Molly hanging out near her plane. Now, my immediate theory for this find is that this might have been the original opening to the arcade game, where the characters would be seen here chatting before Molly takes to the skies, or alternatively, maybe an ending screen for when Rambley would save Molly after she crashes. Though the plane looks in pretty good shape here, so it's probably the first one. Regardless, it was really cool to find this here, and this definitely reinforces the idea that the original plan for this arcade game was something quite a bit different than what ended up being developed for the final version. Yeah, I was definitely pretty pumped when I first saw this out here.